All right. Good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well. The selling pressure that you see in the markets, one, like I said yesterday, they are reigned by Bitcoin dominance, where much more money is entering Bitcoin. Two, like it happens in August, as we get close to the holiday season, you'll find that most times many people make sales. Many people make sales. And when they make the sale, markets calm down. But you don't need to worry. This could be the last time people are seeing markets at these prices. In short, in trading, we could say that the markets have given us a discount. Okay, markets are giving us a discount. So those of us who have already been in the markets, what we need right now is some more ability of patience. Yes, some more ability of patience. So be patient with the markets. Don't get worried or scared. When they start to make good moves, we shall smile much more better. The beauty is, especially for the newbies, you still have your quantity or your number of coins that you had bought. So you should not worry at all. So good morning and welcome to today's call. Today is a very good day. We are hosting a very special person on the house, a person that I learned from about trading. I know I learned from so many people, but he's one of the guys that opened up my mind, start taking trading as a serious thing. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, because he's already in the house. He's already in the house. And he's ready to take us through. Join me, welcome none other than Coach Musa, who is one of our great leaders. He's the founder of Galaxy Crypto Academy. And that is one of the teams in our team. They are very good traders, and we are really proud to have him with us today, this morning. Welcome, Coach Musa, and it's a privilege to have you with us this morning. The microphone is in your hands.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Leader Julius. I'm happy to be here. I hope everyone is good. It's really a privilege to be the host today or to lead the training of this morning. It's been a while. Just like Leader Julius said, it's really been a while. And, as a community of crypto ambassadors, we have literally developed and made very many leaders in different fields, in the areas of market analysis, in the areas of business presentation, and in other areas of nuggets that are very crucial in actually steering the team forward. So, and if you didn't hear me or you couldn't hear me for some time, it literally doesn't mean that I wasn't part and parcel of what was going on. I've actually been there in silence and following up each and every activity that has been happening in our community. I'm proud to be a member of Crypto Ambassadors. It's been a journey worthwhile, 2021 to date, and still moving on and counting. It's really an amazing journey. Whenever sometimes I reflect, I am always very amazed at how time flies, but at the same time, how we have made so much from this opportunity. I'm very glad. I'm always very happy whenever I see the community growing day in, day out. And I'm proud of Leader Julius so much for what he has been doing to the team and other leaders who have taken up the opportunity very seriously and have changed lives so far. And yeah, it's as he always says, that Crypto Ambassador is one of the first Yeah, sorry guys, sorry guys. I thought I'd switched off this one here. There's some people disturbing me here. Thought I'd switched off that line. Let me just try to disconnect from the line that is very busy often, so that we're not interrupted during our class when we start. I hope I'm very audible. Please, leaders, let me know if I'm really very audible.
You are loud.
Am I audible enough? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Yeah, sorry. In case I got a breakage in the audio, that means somebody would have called, and I'm trying to switch off that line so that we are not interrupted when we finally start off. Yeah, so I'm humbled. I'm very happy to be here. So today, what we're going to look at is not really quite different from most of the things that the leaders who were doing this before have been doing. However, I may have slightly a different approach probably today, and may not be so different, but just a little bit different because I believe you guys have learned a lot. But being a process that continuously, or we tend to bring in and chip in, add in few things, just little by little, as we always say, we don't intend to complicate anything, because market analysis is one of the things that is actually very easy, right? If you learn it, if you learn and then begin treating it your way and in your own interpretation, for as long as you're doing it right and following the principle. So it has not to be very complicated for anyone. And we try as much as possible to minimize some of those technical terms. We rather prefer so much you understanding the concept and maybe understanding the significance of whatever we are doing is concerned, other than the technical terms where you'll end up cramming, and once you forget, you feel like that's the end of it all. No, it shouldn't be like that. So we're going to look at market analysis, and allow me share my screen later. Share my screen. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen. All right. I hope you guys can see my screen. So I want us to look at something today, probably that is the technical analysis, as Leader Julius already said yesterday. But I'm thinking that before we can actually dive into that part, we are supposed to, I want to just build a background on the market analysis, right? Before we dive into the technical analysis. Just a minute, guys. This boy disturbing me. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Sorry, guys. I think we are good. So, as I said earlier on, I wanted to build a program a little bit with regards to market analysis. You know, most of the times, we tend to look at market analysis as something very complicated. Now, of course, there are three approaches. There are three approaches to market analysis, and I believe Leader Julius told you guys a little bit about it. And there are three types of market analysis. Let me use this to try to elaborate more. Okay. Right. Okay. So there are three market analysis ways of market analysis. We have what we call the fundamental analysis, which most of you, I think, know. The fundamental analysis, and that is sorry. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see the whiteboard? Can you guys see the whiteboard? Leader Julius, can you guys see the whiteboard?
Yes.
All right. So I was saying there are about three types of market analysis, which we all, I believe, by now we know. And we have what we call the fundamental analysis. The fundamental analysis. Let me just do away with this. It may just disturb us for nothing. Let me just go on now. Let me just go on this other thing. Let me just share the screen and then go on. I write it from the other side. Okay. Let me just use one of the let me just go and do this. Okay. Okay. So can you guys see it? I hope you can see my screen. Now, there are three types of market analysis. The first one, which we all know, is what we call the fundamental analysis. And the fundamental analysis, basically, that is the first. So the fundamental analysis is actually the type of analysis you make in the market to determine the intrinsic value of a particular cryptocurrency. Where basically you evaluate its underlying project, the utility, and probably the technology, and then the market potential that may probably bring the market. So what happens here, you are interested in basically analyzing the value of that cryptocurrency. And when you're doing so, you are actually aiming at, you're separating the hype, what we call the hype. The hype is more of like what people are thinking or what people are trying to estimate from the real value. Because when you're doing fundamental analysis, you actually go and do a lot of research. Okay. And in doing those research, there are actually particular areas that you focus on when you're doing this fundamental analysis. And one basically being maybe reviewing the white paper, where here you basically analyze the project's white paper, to understand the problem it aims to solve, the technology it uses, and maybe the long-term vision. So you can basically narrow your mind to that. And to do that, you basically go to the different websites. You can, the most common one being the Coin Market Cap, the Coin Gecko, where you just visit there, and then you'll find for each coin that is on those platforms, there are their white papers where you can tap and then read that entire document. So you can do also what we call the tokenomic reviews, The tokenomics, basically, you evaluate the supply dynamics. Here, I believe most of you have come across something like, is it called a pie chart? Where you have the distributions of the token. In that distribution, you will be in position to see how much the owners of these tokens are holding, or how much of that coin has been given to the or the owners have retained for themselves, then how much has been given to the community, basically the distribution generally. So you'll have the total supply and then the distribution, how much is already in circulation and how much is yet to go into circulation, so you're able to have a bigger picture on what the potential of that token may probably bring in the near future. So that is basically what you do when you're doing the tokenomics review. So there are other things that you do. So with the fundamentals, there's nothing so much more into going into the trading view. Okay, you're not going so much into the trading view to analyze the candle. No. So the other types of market analysis is what we call the sentimental analysis or the sentiment analysis. With the sentiment analysis here, you're basically analyzing public, or you are evaluating public perceptions, okay, towards that particular crypto projects. Okay, you're just doing those. You are just evaluating. You're seeing how they are feeling or how they are reacting, towards that particular crypto. And here, the basic things you do, because now here what you're doing basically, you're trying to gauge. You're trying to gauge the overall market sentiment and emotion. You want to understand how other investors are actually feeling towards that particular project. And to do that, you can go and visit the social media handles of such crypto projects like the Twitter or the X. You can go to their Instagram, Then you can as well do the follow-up on news and media analysis. You can go and look at the community engagement, some of the influences, if at all they have, you would want to follow up on their say on that particular crypto, and so many more. Now, when you talk about the technical analysis, which is actually what we're going to look at today, all right? Which is what we're going to look at today. Technical analysis now tries to deviate a little, all right? Here, with the technical analysis, you are actually now going to evaluate, you're going to do an evaluation on that particular cryptocurrency, right? Basing on the data that has been generated from the market, from history or from information that has passed, all right? Just like I said here, that with the technical analysis is a method of evaluating assets or security by analyzing statistics generated by market activity, okay? And you are going to base on past price data, the trading volume, basing on the demand and supply functions. So you want to look at the chart. How has the price of this particular cryptocurrency been faring? All right, with reference to where the price is at the moment, so that through that you're able to gauge or predict what the future movement may most likely be like. Okay. So that is what basically technical analysis. So it involves you really diving directly into looking at how the market is faring. Now, why do you do that? Because as schools of traders, and most traders have always believed in, they have a belief that whatever happened in the past always will repeat itself. Okay? So analysis is based on the belief that past patterns in the price movement may help us, predict what the future price movement will be like. At least it gives us a clue, okay, on what the future market movement will be like. Now, you may ask yourself, why would it therefore be very important for me to understand this? Why is it very important for me to understand or learn technical analysis? It's simple. It's simple. Look at this part. that it actually enables one to have a fair estimate of prediction of future price movement. Now, as sports traders, even futures traders, even those who trade in the futures market. But basically, I'm going to talk about the sports traders. With the sports traders, the whole idea, which we preach every day, is that you want to buy an asset when its value has dropped significantly, or you want to buy an asset when the value is on the verge of having a U-turn towards and have an uptrend. That is what you want to buy so that you can ride on that upward movement. Okay? So now, because it is what your intention is, it will be worthwhile for you to know at what point do I really enter the market? Okay? At what point would be fit for me to enter the market? Right? So that I just don't enter anyhowly and then the market continues going against me. I know in most cases, most people fear, the market going against them. But I believe, just like Leader Julius has always been saying, if you understand market analysis and you understand sports market, you literally don't lose anything. If the market goes against you with the help of the robot, now you are able to do dollar cost averaging. Or you are able, even if you don't do dollar cost averaging, you are able to buy, however little it is, you will be in position to acquire more of that asset as the price goes down, in preparation for when the market will actually reverse and begin moving in your favor. And when you do that, the concept is, it is not how much you've put in the market, but how many coins you have acquired. Now, if you understand that concept, that it is how much coins you have acquired that gives you the much profit, then you will know that in the distribution of your capital, or what we call the wallet management, you will not be diving in fully into the market with all your capital. You will be ensuring that you distribute the capital in such a way that in case of any eventuality that the market goes against you, you will be buying in bits. But the beauty is, as you buy in bits, this time, however little the fund is, you'll be acquiring more coins. So in the long run, you're accumulating more coins, such that when the market finally begins moving in your favor, you have too much of the coin. And imagine each costing a particular amount of dollar or cent, which if you sell, you're going to get more profit. All right? So it's not how much capital you have injected while buying that particular asset, but how you have distributed it and at what point of the market you bought those coins and how much of it. So with understanding the aspect of technical analysis, it will help you have a fair estimation or predict what the future price movement will be like. So it will give you that ability to know when to enter. All right? When to either put in much or put in little to attain the profit you have. Okay? Now, I want us to understand, as we move on, that we have what we call supportive tools. We have support tools that we use to help us analyze the market technically. We call it price action. There are about 6 tools that different schools of traders may employ to have an insight into the market. It depends on which one you will choose for yourself and see fit for yourself. Remember, you may not actually use all the supportive tools. You may have your own approach. Depending on the different aspect, you can decide to choose 1 or 2 and then perfect your skill in them. You may not have to use all. But if you also learn and use all, the better, right? At least you will be using them interchangeably, because some of them also give you different view of the market. You get that? Which will help you have a different insight into the market. So, but there are different ways in which the different approaches you can use to analyze the market. And one of it being what we call the trend line. Trend line is what we commonly know as support and resistance. So, sorry. So, I hope you guys are still following. I hope I'm not speaking to myself, because this is where it is getting interesting. Are we together?
We are together, but now, Coach Musa.
Yes.
You are you are speaking to a new community.
Okay.
And most of these guys you see here, if you could go through, there are new people who we never had in 2021. Eh?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, since we have more days to go to finish up this year,
Mm,
I would request you
mm,
you take them very slow,
yeah.
because some of these words you are speaking, according to the chart, it's
Mm,
as if they are hearing the Latin language. The old ones will say we are together, because the people who are saying
mm,
yes, yes, according to
mm,
me, most of them have been here for some time now. Like if someone has been attending these classes from January or from
mm.
August, now when you are speaking, they will type we are together. But the new
Yeah.
people are typing in the chat, they are seeing Chinese, Japanese, so we could
Okay.
go one at a time. And
I
I
get.
know you are just building an introduction,
Yeah.
but it's getting too hard for them in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes, it
We
is
have not even
getting too
gone yet
hard.
to the chat. Mm,
It is getting too hard, too hard. So I believe
okay.
we could go slow a little bit,
Okay.
because I had not yet talked about this at all. So you are
Mm.
introducing something new to them.
Okay.
So
Okay. What I
find a
understand.
better way.
I understand. What I'm actually building, especially on the tools used, is I'm trying to bring in the aspects of the different approaches you using either support and resistance, bringing in the aspect of technical indicators, or using the volume, like what we used to do, like generally.
Yeah, I
But I'm
know.
just So I want I wanted them to have that picture. Then I particularly go to the support and resistance. That's the area we are going to concentrate on. We leave the other. Because with the time, I believe you're going to talk about, or we may talk about the indicator, yeah, as being one of the supportive tools for technical analysis and the different indicators that we're going to use. We have been talking about candles. I think in the last some meetings past, Coach Mopio was talking about the candles, the patterns. That's also an approach, you know, that you can use to analyze the market, you know. So what I'm actually basically telling them, okay, this person here, okay. So what we should do is how do you suggest it, Leader Julius?
No,
We
what I
narrow
was
it down.
suggesting,
Yes.
on your approach is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the approach is very fine. You are trying to build a bigger perspective of whatever we are looking at.
Um,
So when you talk about, let me say, a trend line, like you have explained, trend lines, I know you are going to go specific.
yeah.
So take them slow. Okay,
Oh,
maybe
oh.
this is a line, they will draw. So just that simple. I think now you are getting just that
Yeah, I'm
simple
getting that.
understanding. That's what they are
Yeah,
looking for.
I'm getting you very well, and that is what I'm gonna do. That this was just like an overview, but
Sure.
if we move ahead, I think this is where we're narrowing down. Yeah,
Good.
this is
So
where we are going to
guys,
narrow
don't
down.
worry. He's going to make it clear. They were crying.
Okay. Okay, let me just say something from the others. Are we? What is your take? Because here this class, just like we always say, it is an informal and it's just something, an interactive moment. It's not a one-man show. So let me get your view. Is it okay? Do we proceed, but slowly? Okay. But how many are following? Okay, just through the chat. If at least you are following, maybe let me see a one on the chat. You want to say, Mr. Kabanda, freedom fighter. Ah, really? Okay. All right. let's go. Okay, I may just go straight maybe to the support, to the trend line. Let me put aside the background first. But what I wanted us to understand was something that would have helped you understand better on the picture what we're going to. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. So let's just proceed. Let's just proceed, and let me try to slow down. Okay. Let me just try to slow down, and we see how we move. So in simple term, what I was trying to explain earlier is that when we talk about a technical analysis, it involves actually having a view on the trading view. And the trading view, as you already know, is a tool that helps us have a bigger picture of how the market is faring. Okay. So it helps us have a picture of what the market is like. And we said, for you to analyze the market well, you can decide to pick any of this approach, any of the following approach. One, I said you can try to use the trend line. Okay? The trend line, which we are going to look at in details. What this trend line.
Now, also the network has disturbed our coach. So sometimes when you are complaining, complain slowly. Complain slowly. When you are complaining, complain slowly. Now you start calling me a freedom fighter. Now, when did I start becoming a freedom fighter? You start calling me freedom fighter. Good thing coach is back. Yes.
It's okay. We don't know what 2021, 2022 was like. So, but it's okay. So I said you can decide to use the chart pattern. We have ever heard about some of these common terminologies, the head and shoulder, the triangles. So it's also what some traders, when I talk about school of trader, I'm talking about a group of traders. Okay, because earlier on when I was starting, I said, any of this approach works, but it depends on which one you may find yourself familiar with. It is an approach you can decide to base on and you perfect, and it is what you're going to use to analyze the market. And there's no crime in that. Okay? So if you know one or two, or you know all, that is okay. But you have to choose one which you feel may be convenient for you, or how, depending on how best you understood it. That's why we give you the different options, so that we don't just know that it is only support and resistance, or you only use indicator. Okay? Because the next time you're going to see something different on the chart and you ask now, what is that one? Okay, so we just give you all those so that you know. The other approach is the candlestick pattern. In the last meeting, which I think I happened to be part, Coach Mopio was talking about, some of those different candle types. This is where we look at the different candle types. and combinations of candle, that helps in giving you a signal on what is most likely going to happen in the market. What is about to happen, or what has already happened, or what is most likely going to happen. It's just a signal. It gives you that preparatory mind. It prepares your mind for an action. Okay? We have heard about that. I remember they talked about the shooting star, the hammer, the dragonfly, the likes of the it is called what? There are very many of them. And Coach Mopia talked about them in the previous training, if we can remember very well. So it's also an approach. Some people just decide to use the candle. They just go to the market or on the chart, narrow their mind into looking out for some of those specific types of candle to help them, have a signal of what is happening in the market, So those people are there. Now, other traders decides to use the indicator, what we call the technical indicator. It is an approach. There are people who may not necessarily bring in any aspect of the trend line. They may not use any trend line or support and resistance. They will use indicators, depending on the type of indicator. Some of these indicators are volume indicators. Some of these indicators are trend indicators, and some of them also have the aspect of support and resistance automatically embedded in them. So by using them, you have almost a combination of things already. So you may not now begin thinking about whether to add in another support and resistance or add in another aspect. So you already have almost 2 or 3 things combined in an indicator. So some people decide to just use indicator, to have an insight, because here is just having an insight. You want to see how the previous movement was with reference to the current status quo of the market, so that you're able to predict what is most likely going to happen in your future or the next move. You get that? Then the other people just based on the volume. They look at what was traded in the last 24 hours. They look at the volume. Is it increasing or decreasing? They look at volume. So there are a lot of things. They base their analysis on the volume. When they see the volume is low and the volume is continuously building up or increasing, they know that there's a potential of a particular group of traders jumping into the market. So they will do otherwise. They will decide to do certain things. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, these are the different approaches that different traders may use to analyze the market technically. I hope that picture is now built. Yeah? Yeah, if the picture is already built, let me confirm with us. Is it okay? Is it now okay? Is it making sense now before we can now go into the support and resistance? Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes patience pays, yeah? Okay. So now let's look at support and resistance, which we call the trend line. So we are going to look at the trend line. Now, a trend line is basically the lines we draw on the chart. Okay? The straight lines we normally draw on the chart. In the chart, I remember in the chart, there are common terminologies that you need to understand, that you need to know. There is what we call HH, which is referred to as higher high. Now, higher high, in most cases, you'll find some traders calling it swing high. Okay? Swing high or higher high. The other terminology is what we call lower low. In most cases, some traders call it swing low. Okay? Then there's what we call higher low. Then there's what we call lower high. Now, you need to be conversant with this, because now when you're going to deal with trend lines, these are the things that you must be conversant with. Okay? Higher high or swing high, lower low or swing low, higher low, and then high. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this in a simple way. I'm going to demonstrate it in a simple way. When say for instance, the price is on an uptrend movement. Okay? The price is moving upward. uptrend, you will have this kind of movement. You'll have a surge in the market price, then you'll have a correction. Then you have a break of structure, again a surge, then there is a correction. Then a break of structure, a surge, and a correction. So you'll have a continuous movement of this kind, okay? Now, the longer picture is, if you check on it, the price is progressively increasing high. You know, it is increasing up. You know, it is going up progressively. It's not linear, but it is going, it surges, and then the market corrects. Then there's a break of structure, then again the surges, like that. Now, in the course of this uptrend, we have this point, that price level where the market price stops before making a correction. In the course of an uptrend, this is what we call a higher high. Okay? Right? Remember, we're talking about an uptrend market. About an uptrend market, where we said we have a surge, a correction, surge, correction, surge, correction. So it's a continuous progressive increase in the price. In the course of that market movement, we have the higher high, which is the highest price registered in the course of one round of a movement. Okay? The market surges, and once it gets a halt or a stopover, and then it corrects itself, that point where it stopped becomes what we call the higher high, right? And this point where the market price stops after making a correction is what we call the higher low. Higher low. Meaning it is the lowest price registered in the course of the market price going higher. I don't know whether it makes sense. Now, once a break of structure happens and a new higher high is going to be formed, then we shall have another higher low. Once a break of structure happens, we are going to have another new higher high, then we shall have a higher low. So progressively in an uptrend, we have a component of higher high and higher low, higher high and higher low, higher high and higher low. That is in an uptrend or in an uptrend market movement. Okay. Now, this point where we have the higher high and this point where we have the higher low, it is actually the points where we draw our trend line. Any point where we have a higher high, any point where we have a higher low is where we draw the trend line. Okay? Now, depending on where the trend line is, we shall qualify to either be a support or it will be a resistance. Now, under what circumstance will that trend line be a resistance? And under what circumstance will a trend line be a support? A trend line will become a resistance if the price at which that particular coin is trading at is below that particular trend line. It will be called a resistance. This is what I mean. I don't know whether I hope it is okay. If the market price was like moving like this, if we had this movement, then a correction, then a movement. Now let's assume that we have the correction somewhere here. The price is lowering, it is around here. We are going to have we're going to have this being a trend line, because this is a higher high. We're going to have another trend line here on this higher high. We're going to have a trend line here on this higher low, right? Now, remember our price is here. This is where our price is. It is in between this trend line and this trend line. Now, because it is in between these two trend lines, any trend line that is above the price becomes the resistance. And then any trend line that is below where the price of that particular asset is becomes the support. Any trend line that is below it is a support. Any trend line that is above where the market price is trading becomes the resistance. Okay? It becomes the resistance. If we have a downtrend, if you have a downtrend market movement, we are also going to have a dip, then a correction, then another dip, then a correction, then another dip. Okay? Now, this movement, if you check on it in the long run, the market price is progressively decreasing or falling, but it is not falling linearly. And in the course of this fall, it is going to be establishing two key points. It will establish this lower part, okay? And then it will establish this other upper part, which is formed during the correction. Then we shall have another point here, and then we have a correction. So this part here, where after the market price dipping, and then it gets a hold, becomes the lower low. Then in an attempt to correct the market, it will rise slightly. Where it is going to stop before having a reversal of the previous movement, the previous directional movement, is what we call the lower high. So we have a lower low and we have a lower high, a lower low and a lower high. So we may have series of lower low and lower high for as long as the market price is continuing to go down. Where we have lower low and where we have lower high is where we draw our trend line. Okay? Then we have this, we have that, we have that, we have that. Still, just like in an uptrend, depending on where the market price is trading at, any line that is above the market price becomes a resistance. Any line that is below the market price becomes a support. Okay? It becomes a support line. Any line that is above is a resistance. Any line that is below the price is the support. Just like I demonstrated, if in case we had this movement like this, the price was on this downward movement. So we shall have, let's assume it is here. This is where the price is, sorry. We have this. Okay, we're going to have that. 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 So those are the different trend lines, right? Now, we see this, are we seeing this other lower trend line? The lower trend line, this is where the price is. You can see, I don't know whether it is visible enough. This is where our price is. It is in between the lower trend line and this other upper trend line. Now, because it is in between that, this line which is below where the price is trading at becomes the support. Then all the lines that are above here are resistance. All these are resistance because they are above where the price is trading at. And any line that is below becomes a support. I don't know whether it makes sense. So that we continue and we break it further. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Is it okay? I hope I'm not fast. Okay. I hope it is. It's okay. Now let's give some meaning to it. Let's give some meaning here. So we're saying a trend line is a straight line that is drawn over a pivot high and after a pivot low, and then extended to the future to show price extension, to show price action and the prevailing direction of the market. Now here, what I mean here is that when you're drawing these lines, you basically have to make sure that you are connecting the different points I talked about. Either you will be connecting two or more higher highs together, you're joining, right? You're joining, you identify any two or three or more higher highs and join them together. Any lower high you see, you join them together. Any higher low, you join them together. And any lower low, you join them together. You're basically just drawing it. Yeah? You're drawing it, you're connecting. And how are you connecting? You use the previous information. You're going to go back in history. You will go back, identify those different higher high, connect them, then extend them to the future. All right? This is what I mean. If I can go to the chart, just I can go to the chart here, and then maybe let me just get this out first. So let's just use this to demonstrate. Let's use this to demonstrate. H. Okay. Okay. So now, what we're meaning here, remember, this is where our price is at the moment. Let me just use my turn. This is where the current price is. Okay. From this point onward, we can't tell. We don't know the direction in which the market price is going to take next. Okay. That's the assumption we have when we open our chart. We don't know which direction the market price is going to take. And if at all it is going to take a particular direction, at what point it is most likely going to stop. Okay. Or at what point is it going to be supported? And at what point is it most likely going to encounter resistance? We don't know yet. So because we don't know, we are going to have to use, we may have to now look at the previous movements. Yeah? We're going to base on our previous pattern of movement. Okay. We are going to use a previous pattern of movement. We want to see that if we check critically here, right? If we check on this movement, we may realize that if you look at this movement, we may appreciate that the market price moved in this manner, right? I don't know if you can say that. So it means literally that any point where the market price is going to have a turn, we are going to draw our trend line there. Any point we're seeing a halt is where we're going to draw our trend line. Any point we are going to see a change in direction is where we're going to draw the trend line. Okay? So we're going to draw this trend line and just ensure that we extend it to the future. So we're going to, for example, we're going to do this. Then we pick another trend line, we draw there, put there, and we pick, and we're going to identify all those key points where the market price touched, and then draw those trend lines. Okay? We're going to draw. I'm going to draw this. We're going to touch there. Okay? Then we're going to draw this as well. We're not drawing, we just begin picking on those key ones. Then I think we are covered with the lower. Then we have to look at, because the price has gone so high, if you can see here, the price went so high. Daddy. Price went so high, sorry. Daddy. Okay, so this is where I'm not seeing even where is my annotation? Okay, so this is where our price is. Mustafa. Okay, so this is where the price is. But remember, the price came up to around there. So we are supposed to go back in history and identify all those key points, all those higher high that the price, at least the market price levels that, that was touched before the price touching this point, so that we can establish those mini resistance, because now this is where our price is. Price is here. So any line we're going to draw above will be our resistance. So we also need to identify some of those key resistance levels. So it means we shall also have to go back in history and look at those key resistance line. And one of them being this. This is another, this is one. Okay, and do that and draw that. Then check on NA if it is in between here. Let's check on NA if it is in between. Is that all? Which one is this? Let me look for an older coin. This is a coin with the history, big history. Okay. Let's use H bar. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is where our price is. Let's use this. So we're going to identify our where is this? Trying to look for my annotation. It has disappeared. My writing. Ish. Come back. Oh, where is this? Where's my annotation? Okay. All right. So we are going to draw our support, our lines, our trend line. We're going to draw one here. And then we're going to draw another there. Now, what I didn't tell you at first is that when you're beginning to draw this trend line, you're going to identify the most recent swing high with reference to the current price, then the most recent swing low. That's the first step you're supposed to do. Okay? I'm demonstrating this, but I'm going to clarify it. I'm just trying to paint some picture here, but I'm going to show you the best way of drawing this support and resistance. But I want you to just know, because I'm explaining this with reference to this point, okay, that how you connect the lower highs, I mean the key pivot points, okay, the higher highs and then the higher lows, okay? So that is what I'm trying to explain here. So when you're drawing this support and resistance, the first step of doing that is you identify where the market price is, okay? Like we have done. Currently, the market price is trading at, this is where the market price is. So we are going to slightly look up and then look back in history and identify the most recent swing high or the most recent higher high. That is where we're going to draw our first resistance line. Then we look down with reference to where the price is, and then we are going to identify our swing low, or what we call the lower low. That is where we're going to draw our first support. Now, any other support and resistance we're going to do that will follow that will now be the second support, second resistance, third support, third resistance. Now, why we're doing this is that we want to demarcate, we want to identify the path in the market movement. We want to identify the path in which the market price is going to take. So here we have drawn our first support because this is the most recent swing low. This is the most recent swing high. If we take the reference to the current price, that is the most recent. Now, to draw the second recent swing high, we are going to make reference to the first. So we look up, and then this would be the most recent, right? If you are to go by what I just said. So we're going to pick this and also put it there. But even before that, there's this other one here, which is just closed. Okay. Then the third one will then be the other one. That will be the third. Then when we come down, we're going to make reference to the first one, which I think in this case, we're going to have this being the second support. We should put it there. And then the third one will be definitely this other one. Okay. That will be this. Okay. All right. So now, okay. All right. So the lines below are the support, and then the lines above in yellow color are the resistance. Now, remember, we have based on the previous data. Not so much. We don't have to really go so much behind. We just look at the most recent, at least an area that is closer where the current price is. Now, once we have done this, we are now going to tell, all right? We shall have a guidance. We may not tell, but we shall have a guidance that will help us predict the next market movement. Now, why are we doing that? Remember we said, after drawing this is where our market price is. In the look of things, we know now that if the market price approaches the first resistance, it is going to react to it. Now, the reaction may be in two ways. Either it will break and go above it, or it will be rejected and then it will have a reversal to the downside. That is the first scenario. Now, if it comes down or if it begins dropping down, we know that this is our first support. So should the market price approach this first support, two things are going to happen. Either it is going to react by the price level supporting it, or it will break below it. Okay? Now, if it is supported, that means we're going to have a reversal to the upside. But if it breaks below it, we know that it will come, and the next point that is most likely going to support the price, if it breaks successfully down, will be support 2. All right? You know that it may come here, and then two things are going to happen as well. It may either be supported and then there will be a reversal, or it will continuously break below it. But at least now, the reason as to why you draw this is to give you a preparation in decision making. You can decide to enter at current price, okay? Or you wait for the market price to come to your support before you can make an entry. All right? You can decide for the market price to first drop to your support and then make an entry. Or you can decide to enter at current price. Then the first resistance you see above where the price is trading at becomes your first exit point. Okay? Now, this is what I mean. If you decide, for example, in this case, to enter at current price, you're supposed to know that you're going to take profit from this point to this first resistance. Why? Because you're not yet very sure as to whether the market price is going to go beyond that resistance. You're not sure. Okay? So you first take to that resistance. If it breaks through, then you can go ahead and increase your TP. Okay? You can increase your TP and your target will be the next resistance. That is in case it breaks above. But in case it doesn't, you can't just assume that it is going to break above. First, put that as your stoppage point and then exit. Take whatever you're going to take as profit. Then wait for the next movement because you never know, the reverse may be true. Okay? So that is basically what this support and resistance is all about. Now, when you're drawing this trend line, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important for you to know, to learn and understand how to properly draw this support and resistance. Okay? Because it helps you in doing a lot of things. One, just like I said, that it will help you, first of all, identify the possible price reversal area within the market. Not only that, because now if you're able to know that, at least you're able now to know when to exit the market and enter the market. Okay? So it is very important for you to know how to draw this support and resistance. And it's very key that when you're drawing this support and resistance, you put at the back of your mind that whatever I am drawing is just a guidance. You're not very sure on what is most likely going to happen, but you have your targets. You have your target entry point. You have your target exit point. Okay? So that is the major essence of you drawing this support and resistance. Okay? That is the major essence of drawing this support and resistance. Now, this support and resistance, you can draw them in three ways, which I think we may build up on that tomorrow. You can draw it horizontally, just like I have done. Okay? That is sideways. Or you can draw it diagonally, either in an uptrend or in a downtrend. And what we have just looked at today is what we call the sideways trend line, where you're going to be drawing it horizontally, connecting your higher highs, or what you call the swing high, and then the swing low, or what you call the lower low. With the swing high representing your resistance, and then the swing low representing your support level. Okay? And when you draw it successfully, this is how it has to appear on the chart. That when you're drawing this support and resistance horizontally, okay, or sideways, you should make sure you will connect any two higher highs, okay, together. And then you also connect any two swing low together. Now you're using the previous information. You take that with regards to where the market price is, like I demonstrated. Here is our market price. So we look up, okay, identify the most recent swing high, which is this. Now we are going to connect it to any other nearby swing high previously. So this one here we have drawn becomes our first resistance. We do the same for the support. We look down and identify the most recent swing low. So we connect it to any other nearby swing low to have our first support. And I believe once you draw that line like that, this is how it will appear, just like we did here. It will appear like this, that if you check on this, this is our first support, right? But if you go back in history, you will identify that it has really touched most of the key swing lows, okay? You see that it has touched here, or it has respected here, it has respected there, okay? Generally, if you go back in history, you will see that that line has respected, okay? So when you come back also and drawing the first resistance by connecting the swing high, like our first resistance here, you will notice that this is where it touched, right? But if you go back, it has respected this point. And if you go back further, you will realize that in history, it has been respecting those points. If you look at the first line, that major line, the first yellow line, if you go back in history, we shall appreciate that it has also been respecting. It's a long history, a long history. But if you just go back, you realize that that line you've drawn has been respected at some point, you know? The market price has respected it severally. Wow. Okay. All right. Here we are. So this is our first resistance. You can see here. This is the first resistance. So in history repeated it. This is where it touched previously. It also touched there. So that means whatever we have drawn has just repeated itself. Okay. That particular first resistance we have drawn is a key resistance level, because previously, if you go back in history, it is a price level that has been respected severally, like we have seen. So we have seen it here, we have seen it there, we've seen it here also. Okay. So we can go back in history and check. We have seen it here, see it here. It has been respected. Okay. So that is it. That is basically it. So that is how you draw the sideways resistance level or resistance lines. Any other, anything, any other, is there any question with regards to that, to the horizontal, the sideways resistance? So far, because that is where we may stop for today. Tomorrow we look at how we draw the sideways, and then we go so much into the chart. We may not go so much into the theory tomorrow. We may go so much typical into the chart, be practically, so that we have a better understanding. Huh? Then after doing that, then what next? Relax, my dear. You will know what you do next. After drawing those support and resistance, you will know what to do next, please. You first relax. We have the entire week for you to understand this, so don't worry. What is most important for today is know how to draw them, not just how to connect them. Okay? Tomorrow I will give a little light again, just before I dive into the sideways. I will show you maybe how best to do that. But what I wanted you to know is, with regards to the sideways trend line, you just draw that by connecting the swing highs with the first thing you do being you to identify the price. Okay, identify where the market price is trading at. Then to draw your first resistance, you make reference to the current price. Look just slightly up and then go back, slide back in history, the first swing high you get becomes the point you're going to draw your first resistance. Then to draw the second resistance, you make reference to the first resistance. Just go up slightly with reference to the first resistance. The first swing high you get there becomes your second resistance. And then you do the same for the support. So that is basically the build up on how you do that. Yeah. So I think I may end here for today. Let's catch up tomorrow and we build up on that. And then if at all there's any question, please may start with that tomorrow before we go into the horizontal, the diagonal trend lines. Yeah. So it has taken a little bit. We didn't dive so much into the trend line because we started by building that, giving a build up, a background to what the class was going to be like. So from tomorrow, maybe specific. We may now go so much specific, and then we see how we can proceed from there. Yeah. So about which time frame, don't worry. We shall get to know that tomorrow. Just know that today, just take what you have taken. That's how you draw a trend line. Connect swing high, connect swing lows, and that is it. Don't worry about the rest. You'll get to know the rest from tomorrow onwards. Thank you very much, Leader Julius, and the team, the leaders around. I think, unless otherwise, I think I may stop here for today, and I hand over back the mic to the leaders there.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. Thank you so much for the amazing sharing. It has been an amazing introduction. We'll appreciate. Drop some love, heart, some thumbs up to Coach Musa for work well done. It has been an introduction. So many people here, you are taking them in Kampala. They're just boarding the taxi, but they want to be in Kampala immediately. So I believe that they needed to be very patient when you board the car, and you are in the car. The driver is taking you somewhere. Stop complaining while you are in the car. I want to be in Kampala now. If I don't get in Kampala now, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. How do you draw the line? Where does the line go? How does the line go? How does the line? Hey, Stephen, you want kisses? Now, Stephen, you want kisses for what? Stephen in the chat, help me. Ladies, give me some kisses. Stephen, make sure, Stephen, you okay? Today is still today is the Wednesday. Stephen, make sure you don't take anything in the morning when you are coming on the call. Yes, Stephen, make sure you are not taking anything. Huh? Yes, me, the conductor, I keep quiet. Yes, I keep quiet because the driver knows where he's taking the car. So you should not tell me that conductor, tell the driver. When you enter this car, there's no stopping somewhere. Wait until you reach the destination. So by the end, when he will complete, you'll know how he draws the lines. He was giving you an introduction. An introduction. So be very, 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 very calm. Now, someone give us note C. Give us note C. If you don't give me the note C, I will die. Calm down. Be slow. Hey. So be slow. You will reach the destination. Mwesigwa, can you stop typing? Be slow. Calm down. Mwesigwa, Eric, calm down. Be slow. At the right time. So be calm. All right. So I want to thank Coach for that amazing sharing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Musa will be at Sharing Hall in Zambia. I wonder who will miss. Hey, you missed this event? When you miss this event, don't ask me. Hey, when you miss this event, don't ask me. Sharing Hall in Zambia on Friday. Also, yesterday I was doubting, but it's now official. The car that can predict whether you will be a millionaire in crypto is already available. Very soon, I'll be shooting a video. That car is also going to be available on the what? On the 20th. When you touch it, it tells you whether crypto will work for you or not. When you enter the car, it tells you how long you are going to be in floating road. When you enter that car, it tells you how much percentage you can take on that coin you have been in for a long time. So make sure you attend so that the car can tell you. It will also tell you which coins will pump most. Yeah, it can tell you which coins will pump most in 2025. So make sure you attend in person so that your loyal queue, the car can tell you how far that coin can go that you have been floating in for a long time. So it is already I'm now sure that it will be available on the event. Okay. It will be available on the event to make sure that it solves that problem. So make sure if you have not yet thought about it, wherever you are in East Africa, start packing your luggages. People in Burundi are already in Uganda. So those of you who are very far, make sure you are there. So don't miss. It will give you all the details. They have installed a detector. When you get near, the detector will say, you crypto will work for you, you crypto will not work for you. So that you don't waste time in the business that will not work for you. So are you tired of the business and you want to prove whether this business will work for you? Come for the event. Because the car, when you touch it, will tell you, Mokwaya, this thing will work for you. Namfuka, this thing will not work for you. Yeah, so on the 20th, make sure you don't miss. on the on the 20th, make sure you do not miss it. Make sure you do not miss. Come with everybody. There will be a lot of drinks. But I'm not sure about the food. Yes, there will be a lot of drinks, but I'm not sure about the food. I'm not sure about the food. Yes, I'm not sure about the... By the way, if you want to see Satoshi Nakamoto, I had forgotten. If you want to see Satoshi Nakamoto, you have been looking for the founder of Satoshi Nakamoto, you want to see the founder of Loyal Chew, you have been looking for the founder of Loyal Chew, the car will tell you. The car will tell you that is Satoshi. That is the founder of Loyal Chew. That is Satoshi. So everything will be available. Yes, everything will be available. Are you looking for the founder of Loyal Chew? Are you looking for Satoshi Nakamoto for all these years and you want to see him physically? Come to the event. Come to the event so that the car will tell you that is Satoshi. That is the founder of Loyal Chew. Everything is available. It is free entry. There will be a lot of drinks. Where is your boat? There will be a lot of drinks, but at the same time, I'm not sure about the food. Sharing hall in Zambia in Kampala on 20th. Sharing hall in Zambia in Kampala on 20th. Don't miss everybody. Make sure you come in person. Make sure you come in person. Come with a lunch box. You who wants food, come with a lunch box. You can go to where they sell chicken. Go where they sell chicken. I see Elon Musk is typing Doge. So I know Coach Musa can go and find us a good coin. I see him typing Doge. Maybe something might happen. Yeah, you can come with a lunch box. You will come with a lunch box. Those of you silver plate, yes, come with your silver plate in the coat. Men who have big coats, you can travel with. You go buy a cheaper chicken, put it in the coat, come with it. Make sure it is not smelling to the neighbors. But drinks will be very, very available. If you have never eaten on a cake, made by Satoshi Nakamoto himself, don't miss this event. Because when the car tells that Satoshi Nakamoto, we are now requesting him to make a cake for us for the event. So we want to make sure that you eat something. So if you have never eaten on a cake made by Satoshi Nakamoto, come on the event on the 20th at Sharing Hall in Zambia, in Kampala, 11 a.m. we shall start serving. 11 a.m. we shall start serving food, drink, but food I'm not sure. So one of the foods is a cake. You know, a cake is a food. A cake is a food. Yes, food. We shall be giving a lot of Christmas gifts. Yes, Christmas gift. Make sure you have a rank. If you are V1, become a V2. If you are V2, become a V3. If you are V3, become a V4. If you are V4, become a V5. If you are V5, become a V6. Because you will go with a full basket depending on your rank. Yes, yes, depending on your rank. Make sure you come. We shall be giving free USDT to people who will be answering special questions on that event. Free money. Make sure you come when your Binance account is active, because we shall be giving back. Yes, Moses, you can come with the commando. Thank you. Moses must be coming from Nansana. Yeah, Moses. Moses, are you from Nansana? Moses, are you from Nansana? Moses, are you from Nansana? Moses Jones, are you from Nansana? Moses, are you from Nansana? You are from, is from Kamocha. Moses. Yeah, Matoke. Will Matoke be available in the cake? Success Mind, in the cake, there will be Matoke. Yes, Success Mind, in the cake, there will be Matoke. Yes, yes, yes. Katogo will be in the cake, DM. Yes, Katogo. Yes, it will be in the cake. It will be in the cake. We shall make sure every nutrient, yes, fish will be in the cake. We shall make sure every nutrient, yes, jackfruit will be in the cake. Innocent, wine will be in the cake. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that one will not be available. That one will not be available. That one. You want to give pork on our event? You are you a butcher? Are you a butcher man? Beans, yes, they'll be in the cake. They'll be in a cake. Yes, they'll be in a cake. Coach 20th is gonna be for you just to come with an empty stomach. We shall make sure you will. Do you want to eat USDT? Yes, do you want to eat USDT? Anybody who wants to eat USDT? Yes, we shall be serving USDT as food. Yes, USDT will be food on that day. We shall be serving USDT. Yes, yes. Come and eat some USDT. Come and eat some Ethereum. Come and eat some Bitcoin. Come and eat some XRP. Come and eat some XLM. Come and eat HBAR. Come and eat AVA. We are going to be. Yes, yes, yes. Come and eat a certain coin on that day. Yes, OD. Especially coins that are in floating loss. We shall be serving them. Yes, we shall be serving them. We shall be serving coins that are in floating loss. Yes. So come with that coin that is disturbing you. We shall be serving those coins that are in floating loss so that they pump. Yes, 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 come with that coin, ladies and gentlemen. That said and done, I want to invite you on the 20th of December, and officially the meeting will be streaming live. Yes, it will be streaming live onto our YouTube channel. Few days to go. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss to this memorable. Yes. Memorable. The people of Burundi are already in the house. The people of Rwanda are already in the house. The people in Kenya are in the flight. So everything is cantanconously taking over. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Markets will get better. Whatever goes down comes up, and whatever goes up comes down. So let's be patient with the market, and in the future, we are going to be winning big time. Big time. Last warning before I close. Pay closer attention to cryptocurrencies related to Trump. On the 20th of January, Donald Trump will be becoming entering that house where they rule USA. That one, the name. I'm not sure of the name. So he will be entering that house. Now, when he enters that house, Donald Trump is a capitalist. Yes, Donald Trump is a capitalist. Yeah, so because of that, we expect markets that are going to do better. Number one, we expect more jobs to be available already. I see more people planning to give more jobs to USA. We expect lowering of interest rates. So, my friend, we are going to be in what they call a chipoli. Yes, a chipoli. We are going to be in Mogoyo. We are going to be in Mogoyo of money. So do not sell your coins at a loss. Yes. Do not start getting heart attack. Getting heart attack. Yes, getting heart attack. So make sure you remain very calm. Markets are going to do extremely high. Yes. So don't sell your coins at a loss. Don't sell your coins at a loss. Please. Money is coming. Money is coming. Yes, man on the head, man on the toys. Man on the head, man on the toys. Yes, thank you. I have said enough. I want to wish you a nice day. Same time tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Don't miss. Yes, don't miss Coach Musa helping you more to understand how to look at markets and win better. When you go to MEXC, there is a coin called the Trump. When you go to MEXC, there is a coin called the Trump, and it is in your royal queue. Yes, look at it and see if this coin would do well when this guy enters that house. I don't know whether the house, the bed is always white. I don't know whether in White House, the bed is white. The bed sheet, everything is white. Maybe when you enter also, you become white. So when he enters, yes, man on the head, man on the toes. Yes, everywhere. I don't know when they enter the outhouse, everything. The coin is called Trump stock USDT. It is in Mexico. Yes, it is. I'm not giving financial advice. If it doesn't pump, don't look for me. You said it will pump. So I borrow the money. Don't borrow money. Don't borrow money. When you said it will pump, I borrow the money. I put the money in Trump. Trump is not going high. Don't bring school fees. Don't bring money for rent. This market will circumcise you if you call it a joking subject. Have a nice day. Start with what you have. Keep compounding your money and allow yourself to grow slow. These things of I want to become a millionaire in one day doesn't work. Thank you so much. I wish you a nice day. Make sure you are not trading alone. Invite someone. Who do you know in Kampala? Who do you know in Masaka? Who do you know in Mbale? Who do you know in Gulu? Who do you know in Jinja? Who do you know in Uganda? Tell them the time to change their financial situation is now. Tell them that on the 20th, a free charge event to show them the power of cryptocurrency on how to turn $100 to $100,000 is happening on the 20th. Tell someone you know never to miss this event. Tell them the power of financial destination is now. Tell them the power to live their dreams is now. Tell them that their dream was given to them and nobody else. And the time to achieve it is now. Don't miss on 20th. See you there. God bless you. See you tomorrow and bye, everybody.